Heidi, a beautiful German shepherd, shared an unbreakable bond with her owner. The turquoise waters of Queensland, Australia, shimmered under the warm Australian sun. The sun climbed higher in the sky, casting a golden glow upon the tranquil waters of Moreton Bay. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the water, a subtle shift occurred. A monstrous wave, taller than any they had encountered that day, rose from the depths, a wall of water bearing down on them with terrifying speed. The world became a maelstrom of churning water and deafening noise. The crashing waves separated them further, the current a relentless force pulling them apart. The vastness of the ocean stretched before her, an endless expanse of churning black water under the moonless sky. The night dragged on, an eternity of darkness and despair. The vast expanse of the ocean stretched before Heidi, an endless black abyss under the moonless sky. The sea, as if sensing her weakening resolve, rose up to meet her challenge. Towering waves, their crests capped with white foam, crashed down upon her, tossing her about like a piece of driftwood. Salt water filled her nose and throat, choking her, stealing her breath. For a moment she panicked, her legs flailing uselessly as the water dragged her down. But then a surge of adrenaline, fueled by her desperate need to find her owner, shot through her. She kicked furiously, fighting her way back to the surface, gasping for air. She couldn't give up. She wouldn't let the ocean win. He needed her. Through the long, dark hours, the battle raged on. The sea, relentless in its assault, seemed determined to break her spirit. But Heidi refused to yield. She swam on, her body aching, her mind numb with exhaustion, her heart a beacon of unwavering love and loyalty. The sky began to lighten, the first hint of dawn painting the eastern horizon with pale streaks of pink and orange. But Heidi barely noticed. She was losing strength. The cold was seeping into her very being, slowing her movements, clouding her thoughts. Still, she swam on, driven by a force she couldn't explain, a force that emanated from the very depths of her soul. Just when she thought she could go no further, when the darkness threatened to claim her entirely, a glimmer of hope appeared on the horizon. A shape, faint and indistinct, emerged from the mist and spray. Land, could it be? Was it real, or just another cruel trick of her exhausted mind? With renewed determination, she surged forward, her tired muscles screaming in protest. As she drew closer, the shape solidified, resolving itself into a low-lying stretch of sandy beach. Land. She had made it. Hope, like a lifeline, surged through her, banishing the despair, pushing back the cold, urging her onward. She stumbled onto the beach, her legs collapsing beneath her, her body a symphony of pain and exhaustion. But she didn't care. She had made it. She was safe. But what about her owner? He was out there, somewhere in that vast, unforgiving sea. He needed her. She struggled to her feet, her legs trembling, and staggered towards the tree line, her barking, hoarse but determined, echoing through the stillness of the dawn. Someone, anyone, had to hear her. The first rays of the rising sun, like golden fingers, reached across the horizon, illuminating the beach where Heidi lay, a shivering, exhausted heap. She had collapsed just yards from the water's edge, too weak to go any further. But her ordeal was far from over. She had found land, yes, but her owner was still out there, lost at sea. A jogger, out for her morning run, spotted the bedraggled figure lying on the sand. She approached cautiously, her heart filled with concern. As she drew closer, she recognized the animal as a German shepherd, its fur matted and dripping with seawater, its body trembling with exhaustion. The dog was clearly in distress. The woman knelt down beside Heidi, speaking in soothing tones. The dog, too weak to move, managed a feeble wag of its tail, its eyes, filled with a mixture of exhaustion and desperate hope, fixed on the woman's face. It was as if the animal was trying to communicate something, trying to tell her a story. The woman, sensing the dog's urgency, reached out a hand to stroke its head, her touch gentle and reassuring. As she did so, she noticed a collar around the dog's neck. Attached to the collar was a small metal tag. With trembling fingers, she turned the tag over. Engraved on its surface was a name and an address. The jogger, her heart pounding with a mixture of concern and adrenaline, immediately recognized the gravity of the situation. This was no ordinary stray, lost and confused. This dog, this brave, exhausted creature, was trying to tell her something, to lead her somewhere. Her instincts screamed at her to act, to become the voice for the voiceless creature at her feet. She gently coaxed Heidi towards her car, her touch reassuring, her voice calming. The dog, weak and trembling, allowed itself to be guided, its eyes never leaving the woman's face, as if pleading for her to understand. They reached the car, and the woman gently lifted Heidi into the back seat, wrapping her own jacket around the shivering animal. Racing against time, the woman sped towards the address on Heidi's tag. She didn't dare hope, not yet, but a seed of possibility had been planted. What if this dog, this incredible creature, had somehow survived a night lost at sea? What if she held the key to a miracle? The address on the tag led them to a modest home overlooking the water. The woman's heart pounded as she knocked on the door, her hand trembling as she held on to Heidi's leash. A moment passed, filled with agonizing anticipation, before the door swung open, revealing a woman, her face etched with worry. "Heidi!" the woman gasped, her eyes widening in disbelief as they fell upon the wet, exhausted figure at the jogger's side. "It's a miracle! We thought we'd lost her forever!" Tears welled in her eyes as she listened to the jogger's incredible tale, the story of Heidi's miraculous journey, her unwavering determination to seek help. It was a story that defied belief, a testament to the unbreakable bond between a dog and her owner. But the story wasn't over yet. Where was the dog's owner? The question hung heavy in the air, a mixture of hope and dread. The woman, Heidi's owner's wife, explained that her husband had taken their beloved dog out for their usual afternoon sail, but he hadn't returned. The Coast Guard had been notified, but as the hours turned into night, her hope had dwindled. The jogger, her heart pounding with newfound purpose, knew she couldn't waste another moment. "Take me to where he was last seen," she urged, her voice firm, her resolve unwavering. Heidi, sensing the urgency, let out a soft whimper, her tail thumping weakly against the floor. She had led them this far. Now it was up to them to finish what she had started. They piled into the car, Heidi sandwiched between the two women, her presence a tangible reminder of the precious life that hung in the balance. The jogger, her hands gripping the steering wheel, raced towards the marina, her mind racing, her heart filled with a mixture of fear and determination. The marina was a hive of activity. Coast Guard boats bobbed in the water, their crews preparing for another day of searching the vast expanse of the ocean. The jogger, her heart pounding with a mixture of hope and trepidation, led Heidi's owner's wife towards the group of uniformed officers, their faces grim, their eyes filled with the weariness of a search that had yielded no results. "Excuse me," the jogger called out, her voice trembling slightly as she approached the officers. "We have information about the missing sailor." The officers turned, their expressions a mixture of skepticism and cautious hope. The jogger, her voice gaining strength, recounted the incredible story of Heidi's miraculous swim, her determination to seek help, her arrival on the jogger's doorstep. The officers listened intently, their eyes widening, as the realization dawned on them. This dog, this incredible creature, held the key to finding their missing sailor. "Take us to him!" the lead officer commanded, his voice laced with urgency. And so, with Heidi leading the way, her tail wagging furiously, her barks echoing across the water, the Coast Guard boat sped towards the open sea, following the invisible path that only she could see. News of Heidi's extraordinary feat of loyalty and endurance spread like wildfire. The story of the dog who swam for 11 hours through the treacherous currents of Moreton Bay to save her beloved owner captivated the hearts of people around the world. Newspapers hailed Heidi as a hero, her image gracing front pages across the globe. Television crews clamored for interviews, eager to capture the essence of this remarkable creature. Heidi, thrust into the limelight, seemed unfazed by the attention. She remained the same loving, devoted companion, her tail wagging incessantly, her eyes shining with unwavering love for her owner. He, still recovering from the ordeal, beamed with pride as he recounted the story of Heidi's bravery, his voice thick with emotion. "She never gave up on me," he would say, his hand resting gently on Heidi's head. "She's my hero." Awards and accolades poured in. Heidi was honored with a Medal of Bravery, her collar adorned with a shiny new tag that read, "Hero Dog." Donations flooded animal shelters across the country, inspired by Heidi's story of unwavering loyalty. People who had never even met Heidi were moved by her story, their hearts touched by the extraordinary bond she shared with her owner. Through it all, Heidi remained grounded, her focus never wavering from her beloved owner. She had risked her life to save his, and now she basked in the warmth of his love, her heart content, her spirit unbroken. She had proven to the world that heroism comes in all shapes and sizes, that even the smallest of creatures are capable of extraordinary acts of courage and devotion. In the quiet moments, away from the glare of the media spotlight, Heidi and her owner would return to their familiar routine. Walks along the beach, the sun setting on the horizon, painting the sky in hues of orange and purple, these were the moments they cherished, the moments that reminded them of the unbreakable bond they shared. Heidi's story became a beacon of hope, a testament to the power of love and loyalty. It reminded people that even in the darkest of times, when all hope seems lost, there is always light to be found in the unwavering devotion of a loving heart. The sea, once a symbol of fear and uncertainty, now held a new meaning for Heidi and her owner. It was a reminder of their shared ordeal, a testament to their resilience and a symbol of the unwavering love that had seen them through the storm. Heidi's story transcended the boundaries of language and culture, resonating with people from all walks of life. It was a reminder that love knows no bounds, that loyalty is a powerful force, and that even in the face of unimaginable adversity, the human-animal bond can endure. Heidi's story transcended the headlines and the fleeting fame. It wasn't just about a daring rescue or an extraordinary feat of animal endurance. It was a poignant reminder of the profound connection that exists between humans and animals, a bond built on trust, loyalty, and unconditional love. It underscored the depth of devotion that resides within a dog's heart, a love so pure, so selfless that it knows no bounds. The world marveled at Heidi's bravery, her unwavering determination to save her own. But for Heidi it was simple. She loved him. It was in her nature, woven into the very fabric of her being, to protect him, to be there for him, no matter the cost. Her epic swim wasn't a calculated act of heroism, but a testament to the depth of her love, a love that defied the odds, a love that knew no limits. Beyond the medals, the accolades, and the global recognition remained a simple truth. Love like Heidi's is a gift. It's a reminder to cherish the special bond we share with our animal companions, to recognize the depth of their loyalty and to never take their love for granted. Heidi didn't seek recognition. She sought her person, her purpose, and in doing so she reminded the world that true love requires no reward, only the chance to prove its boundless depth. Heidi's story, etched into the annals of remarkable animal tales, serves as an enduring testament to the power of unwavering loyalty. It reminds us that sometimes the greatest heroes don't wear capes but fur. They don't seek glory, they seek their loved ones. And in their selfless acts of courage, they touch our hearts and inspire us to embrace the power of love in its purest form. Heidi's story, a beacon of hope and inspiration, serves as a timeless reminder that even in a world often shrouded in darkness, there exists a purity of spirit, a depth of love that knows no bounds. It reminds us that the animal kingdom, often underestimated, is a source of profound wisdom, teaching us about loyalty, resilience, and the extraordinary power of the heart. As you watch Heidi and her owner walk along the beach, their bond stronger than ever, remember that their story is more than just a tale of survival. It's a call to action, a reminder to cherish the animals in our lives and to advocate for the well-being of all creatures, great and small. Open your heart to the possibility of experiencing a love as pure and unconditional as the love Heidi embodies. A love that transcends words and speaks volumes through simple acts of devotion. Let Heidi's story be a source of inspiration in your own life. Embrace the power of loyalty, the importance of never giving up on those you love, and the extraordinary capacity for love that resides within us all. For in the end, it is love, in all its forms, that binds us together, connects us to something greater than ourselves, and illuminates even the darkest of nights. If this story touched your heart, share it with others. Let it be a reminder that even in a world often focused on negativity, there is still room for hope, for inspiration, for the celebration of the extraordinary bond between humans and animals. And the next time you look into the eyes of a dog, remember Heidi, the dog who swam for 11 hours to save her family, and know that the capacity for such love exists in every heartbeat of these incredible creatures.